That's it. Also,
Diwali is a festival of lights, and we are very much near to celebrate this festival of light and happiness. Today, as we are gathered here for the 198th meeting of the Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, it's not only the occasion of Diwali, but also we have our fellow club members of RRD Chennai Toastmasters Club also joining us and partaking and sharing in this today's meeting. And we are very much excited to have both the club members joining for today's meeting. And I am Sijo Joy, the Surgeon at Arms for this meeting, and very heartfully welcome each one of you to this meeting. Before starting this meeting, I would like to help you with some of the ground rules that we always follow in any Toastmasters meeting. The first one, I would like to kindly request everyone to switch off their mobile so that they can avoid any distraction and focus on the meeting more. Second, as Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. So kindly refrain from taking anything about those topics in our meeting. Third, we'd like to ask everyone to switch on their video so that we can have our communication and conversation face to face and keep it very lively and proactively. And keep yourself mute when you are not talking so it doesn't disturb our meeting flow and we are able to hear each one very clearly. And before I end, I would like to also remind the vision of the Toastmasters, that is to provide a protective environment and opportunity where members can practice and increase their communication and leadership skills. So I think we have reminded all the rules, and before making any more delay, I would like to hand over the stage to the president of the RRD Chennai Toastmasters Club, that is Toastmasters Ramya. So over to you, ma'am, for taking this meeting ahead. Thank you.
thank you, Sijorai. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear girls. So, we are so glad to associate with our buddy club, Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. If you are hearing some cracker sound or if you are going to hear some cracker sound, just don't get annoyed. I told my street neighbors that we are having a joint meeting, so they might be celebrating it. Okay. So it's always great to have a joint meeting, because it's a good opportunity to learn from each other. I remember Henry Ford's quote: coming together is a beginning. Today is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. And we are progressing, and working together is success. I'm sure we will have a successful meetings going ahead. We all know teamwork is always powerful. I thought of sharing a story on that. Mm, Hare and the tortoise. Of hundreds and hundreds of times we would have heard it, right? In our childhood, maybe not recently. Or you could, if you're a parent, you could have shared the same story to your kids, right? But this story is slightly different, so it won't be boring for you. It has four versions. Let me start with the old version. We all know that there was a hare and the tortoise, and once upon like they had an argument, like who is faster, okay? And they decided to have a race. The tortoise and the hare both agreed on one route, okay, and started off the race. The hare shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he would sit under a tree, take rest before continuing the race. He sat and fell asleep. The tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. The hare woke up, realized that he had lost the race. The moral of the story was slow and steady wins the race. This is not going to apply no more. Okay. So this was the old story we have all grown up with, right? And the second version, okay, the hare was disappointed losing the race and did some thinking, self interrogation, and realized that he had lost the race because he was overconfident, careless, and lax. He challenged the tortoise at another race. The tortoise agreed. This time, the hare was clever, was smart, went all out, and without stopping, he finished the race. Moral of the story: fast and consistent will always beat the slow and the steady. If you are going to be slow and steady, only the speed and dependability wins, right? The second version ends here. Third version of the story. So this is the new version which you have never heard. Okay, probably few might not have heard. The tortoise did some thinking this time because he lost in the second race, right? So what he did, this time he again went to hack, okay? But this time the route was slightly different from the usual route. So he told, let me have another race. In keeping the self-commitment to be consistently fast, the hare took off fast, uh, came till some distance, okay, and saw a river on his way, on his race course. So he was stopped, okay. But this slow and the slow tortoise, right? What he did, he got in the river, swam into the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story: first identify your individual skills and then set up the competition to best suit your strengths. So, in a business organization, if you are a good speaker, you should create opportunities to give presentation for the senior management to notice you. Okay, note it down. So the story doesn't end here, though. So this is the final version of the story. By this time, they both became good friends, and they both thought something, okay, creative. What they did: if we can run together, we can finish the race fast, uh, and we can finish the race fast, right? So that tortoise and the hare decided to do the last race again, okay, but as a team. They started off. This time, the hare carried the tortoise till the river bank. Then the tortoise took over the hare and swam across and reached the final destination. Both the tortoise and the hare felt a greater sense of satisfaction and finished significantly faster than that they were done earlier. The moral of the story again: it's good to be individually brilliant, but unless you work as a team and take advantage of other person's skills, you would probably you will do poorly, and someone else does well. So teamwork is always powerful, it wins. So with this, I would like to hand over the session to the team mode. And before that, I would announce the theme of the session. Yeah, once again. So it's self-love. No, what a sweet topic, right? And to talk about this topic, we have a sweet and a lovely person here, the person who successfully running that Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. So help me welcome Toastmaster Swarnalata to take over the virtual dais. Over to Swarnalata.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters of both the buddy clubs. And I welcome you all for the 328th meeting of RRD Chennai Toastmasters Club and 198th Toastmasters meeting of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. It is a delight for me to be the Toastmaster of the day for such an eventful day. So before I proceed and introduce the theme, I just had some question in myself. Nowadays, whenever you open our WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, there is one word that comes always: love yourself. Practice self love. Put yourself first. These are the phrases that we often see in Facebook nowadays. Of a late, maybe a decade, we have been hearing these words a lot. Now I want to pause and ask you, what do you mean by love yourself? Anyone can share your view. What is love yourself? Something different, right? Anyone can share your views.
Yeah, ma'am, I think that nowadays people are more sacrificing their life for others and have no time for themselves to spend or love themselves. So towards when we are almost done with most of the things, we feel that we haven't done anything justice for us. So probably if we are able to love ourselves, we will be able to do more justice to others.
Okay. Any other view why nowadays it's too important? Like many people are talking about this, love yourself, love yourself.
I can go now.
Yeah.
I think from a very small age, we have been used to get validation from others for whatever we do. For example, in terms of studies or sports, we look towards others, whether we have done properly, whether we have achieved what we ought to achieve, instead of asking ourselves, did I do the best of my role, or did I satisfy myself? These are questions which we have to start asking now. And I think that's the path to loving ourselves.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your opinion. Your internal needs, your perspective, your emotional things. And why is it being the recent buzzword or pep word, or you can see many self-coaches, coming up with saying that I am the love yourself, self-love coach, asking for journalings, affirmations. Why are they more prevalent? It's because our society has been taught us, especially in India, the Indian culture is so bound that you always put others ahead of you. What happens to my siblings? What about my father, my mother? It is not that when we do practice self-love, we are not having compassion or love towards others, but it is just that there are some pending emotions that we usually store, which translates into various form of mental health illness. There are a lot of research that has been done in recent times, which shows us that even a small resentment can lead to cancer. There are enough proven research papers that says when someone has a lot of resentment, a lot of emotional blockage, that can lead to a big cancer in their body. So because of this phenomena and people being neglected with their own emotional feelings, that is why this self-love concept has evolved. So before we proceed further, let me bring me back to the Toastmasters meeting. So that for the benefit of guests and for other Toastmasters, a usual Toastmasters meeting is divided into three parts. The first part is where every member chooses to prepare a particular speech under the guidance of their mentor. It is from their chosen pathway, and they come here and exhibit their communication skill. The second part is impromptu speeches, which is very famously also known as table topics, where a table topic master will be giving a topic and he will be randomly asking anyone the question, and it is said to be talking on your foot. And the third part, which is considered to be the crux of any Toastmasters meeting, it is an evaluation where you will have an evaluator who will evaluate for your communication skills. So without further ado, let us first go to today's session of prepared speech section. So today we have two prepared speech, one from each club. So the first one to go ahead is Toastmaster Vinod Raja. So before he comes up, before I invite him, let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan from Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Sir, I would request you to tell us about the objectives about the speaker, for the speaker.
Excuse me.
Good evening. Yes, I have received.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Sonalata. Do we introduce the tag team first, or like we will go with the prepared speech?
Oh, sorry, I missed it. I will.
Yeah, you will introduce the G, right? Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. Before we proceed for the prepared speech session, let me introduce the general evaluator for today. And the general evaluator for today is from RRD Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Ramya.
Yeah, good evening, Toastmasters, once again. Okay. And again, so I'm the general evaluator for today, and I will be evaluating the whole session overall. Okay. Again, to assist me, we have a team. I'm talking about teamwork again. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. So I have a tag team with me, the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. First, I would like to call upon timer Toastmaster Nitya from Speak Magic Club to explain the timer role. Over to Nitya.
Thank you, Ramya, TM Ramya. A very good evening to all of you. So, as the timer, I would be measuring the time taken for all the different speeches. So, typically, for a normal speech, it's going to be 5 to 7 minutes, where the red card will be at 7 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and the green card at 5 minutes. And you get an extra cutoff of 30 seconds. If it's going to be an icebreaker speech, it's going to be exactly a minute less, which is 4 to 6 minutes. And for all the table topic speeches, it's going to be 1 to 2 minutes, where 2 minutes 30 seconds would be the maximum cutoff that's given. For evaluation, it's 2 to 3 minutes, and 3.5 minutes would be the cutoff. So let's all give full value to time, and let's make everything time critical and talk with the right span today. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Nitya. And next, I would like to call upon the R counter. So, CB Toastmaster CB from Speak Magic Toastmasters Club to explain the R counter role.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of R counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a cut by the speaker. During the meeting, I will listen for the overused words, including and, but, and you know. I will also listen for the filler sounds such as like that. I will also note when speaker repeats a word or a phrase. Our counter will help the speakers to give a flawless speech. At the end of the meeting, I will submit my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Sibi. Next, I would like to call upon grammarian Toastmaster Rahman to explain the grammarian role. Over to Rahman.
Ramya, it will be me who will be taking over it because of some network issues. He is not able to.
Okay, I didn't notice. No issues. So
Yeah.
Adi, Toastmaster Adi will be the grammarian for today's session. So please explain the grammarian role, Toastmaster Adi.
Sure thing, Ramya. Festive evening to everybody who gathered today. And my role is an interesting one here because it is my responsibility to make sure that the proper usage of a grammar is used here. So, and my responsibility would end by giving a report to the public on use of the great words, sentences, and phrases, and some little areas where we can improve. And that will be my responsibility. So, at the end of this meeting, I'll be sharing my report. So, over to you, Ramya. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adi. So, me, along with my team, will be coming at the end of the session to submit our report. Back to team mode. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ramya. So let us just jump into the prepared session. So the first speaker, before calling him, let me let's all put your hands together for the first evaluator, Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan, who would be giving us the evaluation criteria for the first speaker. Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan.
Good evening. Today I will be evaluating our awesome speaker, TM Vinod. The purpose of his speech is to understand the types of persuasive speeches. To understand the types of persuasive speeches and to learn its different aspects and use it in his speech. So today he would be presenting a prepared speech. where based on which I will be observing the speech and giving my evaluation once I am called by the general evaluator. And one of the his speech topic is a little more. Over to you, Chi.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pravath. So I would like to call upon the first speaker for the day, Toastmaster Vinod Raja. A little more, Toastmaster Vinod Raja. The stage is all yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Imagine you're living in a feudal society, a little over 2000 years. You're not a king, you're not a highborn. What do you think you were doing? This question is open for everybody. What do you think would you be doing now? Any answers? Anything would you be doing for your survival?
Maybe a farmer. Artist,
yeah, maybe a farmer,
artist.
maybe a tradesperson, maybe an artisan, maybe a soldier. You could be anything. But of all, the most important thing you have to realize is you must be someone who must be doing a job every day for your survival. That's as simple as it is. Now, coming back to the current now, we're still doing some job or the other every day for our survival. We must all be in a profession in order to survive. What happened 2000 years back is happening right now. So what happened before has been passed on through our genes, and we're still doing it. Now you must have realized we're all in a job for survival, and only after, I think, at least 40 years, you must have realized I've earned enough. It's time to retire. Now it's time to land the ocean and sip my pina coladas with my family and friends. And you'll be dozing off because you're 60 plus. And you'll be realizing, oh, where's my life? Dude, you just spent your life earning for somebody, working for someone, and your life is not there. Now, Toastmasters, I want you to imagine the scenario. You have 100 crores in your bank account right now, and you get 6% interest, at least 60 lakhs every year. Would you even go to the job that you're going now? Would you achieve the same targets? Hell with the job. You wouldn't even step out of the house for anything. You'd be ordering Uber and Swiggies for everything else. Now, Toastmasters, world has so much to offer us. Life is for us to live, and we were just surviving. So you must have realized, what are you talking about, buddy? I'm not asking you to quit. I'm not asking you to do a little more of investment and a little more of savings. Hey, what's a little more of financial planning? Well, financial planning is understanding your life and the milestone through which you're going to go. For example, a wedding is a milestone for you, and you're going to lose a big chunk of money for wedding. Understanding that your wedding is going to happen 3 or 4 years in the future, and saving enough money for the wedding rather than taking a loan is financial planning. For example, you have a new job and you have to use a bike now, and you're going to go to the market to get a new bike. Instead of spending 2 lakhs on a sports bike, you could spend 1 lakh on a normal bike, which does the same job, and investing the rest of the money on at least mutual funds, which gives you 8 to 10% interest. Understanding this part of your life is financial planning, and you save a little more. Now comes investments. Understanding that cash in your hand burns a lot. It leads to a massive spending problem, and this is where banks come into play. And you'll be thinking, I'll just put it in the bank, I'll just get some fixed deposit. Banks don't make you money, they don't even break the inflation. They use your money, lend it to someone, and gain more money, or they put it in the stock market and make your money work. Understanding that investing in not in fixed deposits, but in mutual funds, treasury bonds, and stocks are the real investment. This is the real wisdom that comes with financial investments. Now comes the final part, which is called, what is it? Savings. You'll be like, oh, you're just contradicting yourself. You just said money, cash just burns to your hand. Yes, but that's not entirely true. You must have something in your bank account or something in your hand as cash for any unforeseen emergencies that always rises. You must have realized, okay, there are three things you said, which is financial planning, financial investments, and financial savings. All this, if you save a bit more, a little more, in the end, it creates a massive wealth for you. You will not be enjoying those pina coladas at the age of 60. Rather, you'll be enjoying those pina coladas probably at the age of 45, which is due to the math problem, which is compound interest. Now, people, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Please read the offer document carefully before investing. Any investment product comes with the market risk for sure. And before you make some investments in your life, read through it, study for at least few days, speak to the experts before you put your hard-earned money. In the end, I don't want you losing money. I want you to become financially wealthy. Thank you all.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vinod Raja. I think nowadays, from the past few months, I have been bombarded with this financial planning. I think I am attracting that. Thank you very much. Let us proceed for the second speech of the day. It is from Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Before I go there, let me call upon the second evaluator, Adi, from RRD Chennai Toastmasters Club to read us about the objectives of the speaker.
Again, a warm evening to my dear fellow Toastmasters, especially my target speaker. I should say an adventurous evening to her, because her topic is around it is like out on an adventure, really. I love traveling, and I hope you're going to give a lot of surprise to me on your adventurous ventures. And about my target speaker, she is a engineering profession, and she is personally a good observer, because she feels that observation would give us a lot of new messages, new teachings. So I'll be observing your speech, and I'll give you my evaluation later part. What you, my dear target speaker? All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Adi. The speaker for today is the VP. I'm sorry, I forgot. He's the VP of our club. So I really forgot.
VP of our club.
Yeah, VP. Sorry. VP,
whatever, she was VP. She's a VP now.
Just a second, sorry. I'll be back in a second. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Suddenly it didn't come to me. Marketing is only coming to me.
So you must be a marketing person then.
Okay. Yeah, she's back. Nitya, can you still adjust the camera? We are not able to see
I unfortunately don't have a great camera position today. Is this better?
Yeah, that's better. So she's also the timer for today. So I will be keeping the timings as she is going to have the speech. Toastmaster Nitya, out on an adventure. Really? Out on an adventure? Really? Toastmaster Nitya.
Out on an adventure. Really? A very good evening to all of you. How did the interview go? What did they say? Shrieked my mother halfway across the hallway. And I replied with a very nonchalant, relaxed chill. And she was boiling like blood. You'd usually boil when you're hot. I didn't want to tell her anything. Now you may wonder why. Because I had the habit at that point of getting into an overdrive of emotions and into my, what you would call a panic mode at that point. And that sent me down into a spiral where I wasn't feeling good at all. So this was one thing I kept in mind all the time. So to give more context and head or tail to the story, let me go ahead. Worry not, I'll give you the full context. It was one balmy evening in June, and I had been at home for 6 to 7 months at that time. After a lackadaisical first few months, I had sprung up in full zest to secure a job as soon as I could. My mind went to the interview that happened earlier that day. Let's go. You remember all those events, all those symbols in childhood that we would see in cartoons? Let's go on a very similar spiral. Yeah, no, we've gone into the past, the pencil, as they would call in Harry Potter, if you get the Harry Potter reference. So I ended up thinking about the interview that had happened earlier that day. To me, it felt like my interviewer had an extra 4 to 5 chilies for lunch that day. She seemed so pissed off, so hot all the time. She kept asking me, what are these extra fields? Why have you added an extra section? Why have you put these projects? And she ended up asking me questions that were not even related to my area of specialization or interest. I kept thinking in my mind, what's wrong with her? Who has pissed her off so much that she is thinking how to screw me over and over throughout the interview? And the whole interview went in a similar way as she kept troubling me and contradicting me with various questions. And it just went about, and I got pissed off by the end of the interview. And this made me think about another older interview where I was called in and I was asked questions related to various topics which were obviously my field of interest. The interviewers were pretty calm, but they kept asking questions which they knew would sort of get me caught in a corner. They kept asking me, what is this? What have you done in this project? Why have you not given the inference? What's not? And more and more. So it came to a point where there was no sense as to what exactly was happening in that interview. And finally, it spiraled me down into a much, much older interview where I had a very similar experience. You all mostly know me at this point as someone who loves writing. So I applied for a writing role and I had an interview where I had passed the written round, but I was stuck in the interview round. And the interviewer kept asking me questions. He just kept throwing a volley of questions, one after other. And finally, there was this one question that caught me like the frog that gets caught in the snake's mouth. I'm sure you're all aware of the story, the fable. So that way, he asked me, you said you like journalism. You said you're passionate about writing. What if you leave the company after a few years? What if you don't stay for 4 to 5 years? I didn't have an answer to this question at all. Who stays for 5 years? This was all that I thought to myself. And I obviously couldn't tell him that. So I went into an inward spiral where I thought more and more as to what I should say. And I ended up saying nothing at all. And that was the tale of my 3 interviews. And going forward, that was the tale of my interviews. What happened? Why haven't you replied to me yet? You are incorrigible, said my mom, bringing me back from my self-induced trance. I didn't want to narrate any story to her at the end of the day. So I just told her, relax, mom, the interview went pretty well. Let's wait and see as to what happens. And I rushed over to my room and retired to my bed, closed my eyes, awaiting the future interview adventures that were seeking me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitya, for that wonderful speech. For the evaluator, Nitya has done only for 4.5 minutes. So I'm just giving the time. So before we proceed for further session, since our evaluator, one of the evaluator has requested that he would be leaving early, so I would like to call upon Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan to give his evaluation for the first speaker, Toastmaster Vinod Raja. So Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan, so you can give your evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. I would request TM Vinod to turn on his video, please. if it is possible. Thank you. Thanks a lot. A famous, let me start just a minute because I have so many. Just one, please allow me 1 second. Famous great Greek philosopher Pythagoras once said, "No one should persuade you by word or deed to say or to do whatever is not best for you." Today's speech by T.M. Vinod, a little more, is simply a great interpretation of the famous quote by the Pythagoras thousands of years ago. I loved your speech throughout the total speech duration. It was an awesome experience to just watch you speak through all this total from 5 to 6 minutes. Or the way you your clarity of pronunciation of words, your smile all through the speech, your uh, uh, your positive gesture all through the speech, and the vocal variety you use different all those when it's required low, when it's high, and when it's questioning. It was simply quite engaging, and I mean it is quite engaging and total awesome to just watch you through speak all through the session, and the way you interacted with the audience by asking questions that what would we be doing now today had all those technological advancements had not been there just for a living. And you are also gelled with the audience so well and got your stance clear that you showed all the ways that you are moving in the right direction, how to present a speech that is on persuasion. And you used a phrase that little let no one life is just to live. We are just surviving, which is happening in most of the cases. I love that quote. It's quite befitting to the context. And let money work for you. Through all your presentations, you show that how money put into different savings and investments that can also bring to desired results, and how also the compounding effect, which is called the eighth wonder, you also brought out that in very good way. Having I grew so much great aspects, I would suggest a few recommendations to take your speech to a next level. Through the start of the speech, you just ran through the speech. I mean, just you started like, what would we doing today? I was expecting it, you just to to start in a slow way and gradually move through your journey. And your eye contact was mostly to the screen, not to the camera. But next time, I hope and I request that you look into the camera, because your speech is good. If you're not connecting with others, it will not be better for us. And had you spoken while standing, it would have been more effective. And your connectivity and camera angle needs a bit more improvement, and your hand gestures, though you used, would have been used in a more better way. And with this all this suggestions and recommendations, I wish you come out with the next improved speech next time. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan sir. Thank you very much for your evaluation. So before we proceed to the next session, let's talk a little bit about our theme of the day, self-love. Now, the counter for self-love that people often give is, so what do you do? Do you tell me that I neglect others' needs? How does it work? Like, for example, I want to go for a gym. I know I have to work out, but then my self-love comes and tells, oh, you've just become late, right? Late night you slept. Please sleep little more, Swarna. It's okay. Will my self-love help me in that way? So the thought here is, self-love is not just pampering ourselves and not doing what we have to do. It is about what has to be done, but not at the cost of hurting yourself. So that is taking love with a pinch of salt also. When you have to go to gym, It's not the self-love that allows you to sleep that extra hour, eat those extra calorie food, and then continue. So self-love comes with a caution. So we will discuss further how to develop self-love in a little later. So before I proceed, let me just launch the poll for the best speaker. I want everyone to please sign this. And then we will go for the most exciting part of the Toastmasters meeting. Hope everyone is able to see. I got only 12 votings. Okay, I got the maximum voting. I'm closing the voting. So, Toastmasters, let's move to the most exciting part of any Toastmasters meeting, that is the table topics. So, without further ado, let me call upon Toastmaster. Just give me a second. Toastmaster Satya Raman, who is the table topic master from RRD Chennai Toastmasters Club. Sir, the dice is all yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am going to be your table topic master. One of the most exciting portions of the Toastmaster meetings is the table topic session. The main objective of this session is to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills, to effectively think on their feet by answering unrehearsed questions. We also want to give every member the opportunity to speak at each meetings. Let us get started. Let me share my screens for the topics. Screen. I guess I am unable to share. It's asking something.
Sir, I have given access to all. The access is available for everyone.
Yeah, 1 second. It's asking some display over other.
If you're not able to present, you can just say verbally. It's fine, right? Right?
Can you please
share
post
the
it in
screen.
WhatsApp?
I can post in chat box as well. Yeah, good idea, right?
Yeah, I'll post it in chat box for the question.
You just ask first and let them volunteer, and in between you can post in chat box.
Okay. Yeah, anyone is willing to give a speech on question? I'll post it on chat box.
Uma ma'am has raised hand. Sijojoy sir has raised.
Yeah, okay. There are 7 topics which I have made it ready, so you can select any one from that. Is the questions are available in chat? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sir, you call out anyone and give them one topic, no? Then it will be okay.
Okay. Okay, I'll call.
I think Uma ma'am was first, so maybe.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
So the topic I have selected is, have you ever been caught by the traffic police? Police, the word itself gives us scare. From our younger days, we have always been scared whenever we look at a police. And more so when we know that we are ready for an offense, or we are ready to get caught, or something like that. So nowadays in metro cities, they have the rule that even the pillion rider should wear the helmet. So it so happened that a few months back, I was driving on my scooty along with my maid, and she was not wearing the helmet. And as we were nearing the junction, we saw that the police were there at the corner, and I made her get down, and I just thought I can escape the police. But somehow the police asked us to come, to get down and come there. And I had to go, and he asked me to pay a penalty of 500 rupees, saying that the pillion rider is not wearing the helmet. So that is when I realized that we should not take rules for granted, and we should follow the rules. So whenever you follow the rules, why should you be scared of the police? Is it not? So that was a great lesson to me. And I told my servant also, so see, you are coming behind me. She also has a scooty, and she had a helmet. I said, if you had bought your helmet, we could have been saved. You should have worn your helmet. And I made her pay 250 rupees to realize that she also owed a responsibility, and so that next time she will also be careful. So what is your opinion? Over to you.
Yeah, it was a nice speech, ma'am. Yeah, it's true. We have to obey the rules and regulations of traffic. Okay, now I'll call Ashwini Shivakumar.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Myself, Ashwini. I'm from RR Donnelly. I wanted to take the same topic. Have you been caught by traffic police? So yeah, definitely yes. Just once. Okay. So actually, I'm a very scared person only. I drive very carefully. And this happened when I was returning from office. I had morning shift, and afternoon I was returning from office, and I was caught by the traffic police for signal jumping. But what I noticed was the person who was riding the vehicle before me, he crossed the signal, and I couldn't see the signal before me. So I thought it was in green, and I also passed. But the traffic police caught me and caught that person also, saying it was in red while you crossed. And he told me to give my license and my RC book. I provided everything. And he was like, you jumped the traffic, so it will be 1,100, but it's okay. You can pay 300 and you can leave. So it was actually, he's asking for a bribe, and I knew it. But luckily, I didn't have that much cash, and I said I have only card. He said, no problem. I can wait. You can go take it from an ATM and give me. So I had to go to an ATM, withdraw money, and I came back. He took my license and kept. So I had to pay him 300. He didn't even give me a receipt. He said, you will get the receipt in the message, but I never received. So as Uma ma'am said, I did obey the rules, but what I couldn't see the traffic signal. That's the problem. So this is my experience. Thank you.
Yeah, it was very nice, Ashwini, ma'am. Okay, then now I'll call Adi. Adi, sir.
Yes, sir. I will choose topic 7. Okay. Shall I proceed, Satya?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure thing. Hey, good evening again. It happened very frequently, sleeping on classroom. Actually, I was very famous for that. I can say there was two, before sleeping and after sleeping period for me in higher secondary. Before sleeping period, I was known to be the Entu Patani, wherein I raise my hands and I nod my heads for all the things, what points what have been discussed on the classroom. My teachers were really happy with the way I focus. They thought I would be the best one in the classroom. But one day it happened. After that, everything has changed. It was after the lunch. Everybody knows, right? Lunch, after lunch period would be like very boozy. Same happened to me. I was sitting on the middle of the row. As usual, I was nudging my head, but the thing is, I was actually sleeping. Yeah, as usual, my commerce, it was commerce period. Yeah, he got surprised. He got very happy, and he asked me question. I still continued nudging my head, and he said, "What? Hey, I asked you question, and you are nudging your head. What is this, man?" And I kept on doing it. He kept on asking it, and when he came close to me, and he realized the matter. Actually, I was sleeping. I got a good beating from my sir, and I acted as if I got a cramp. And he kind of asked me a lot of sorry, and he prayed, wished. He did all the things to calm me down. And in the very evening, my parents been called for all the good things I did. And as you know, right, our parents, they took their turn and they gave me a good beating, and that was a good lesson to me. From there on, I stopped nudging my head rather than sleeping. I still continued sleeping, but I didn't nudge my head. Thank you. Over to you, TT.
Yeah, it was a really good one, Adi sir. And yeah, usually after lunch hour, we always get to sleep in class. And when it comes to a max hour, really it's always a sleepy one. Okay, now let me call Toastmaster Pravat sir. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the stage is yours, sir.
Thank you for giving me a chance. I would choose the topic: have you ever missed your train, flight, bus, or cab?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was scheduled to travel to Delhi by train in 2015. I had already booked a ticket. It's a Rajdhani Express. It was at 0.30 a.m. on certain day. The moment I reached there, I was waiting for the train. A TT had inquired me, "Where is your ticket?" I just showed him, "It's my ticket." He said, "Gentleman, this ticket was for travel of yesterday's train." I said, "What? It's written 17th. No, 17th means 0.30 means last night. You should have come yesterday." I should see. I didn't miss the train. The train missed me. I was taken aback, speechless, and some inner current went through me. Just like as if my entire schedule what got distorted. I had to reach there because of some medical treatment of a close relative. Because of a small non-attentive attitude of for a certain day that cost me so heavily through monetarily as well as some discomfort as well as inconvenience I can't even think of. The next time whenever I get any schedule for any meeting through any conveyance, I make it sure that everything is arranged and properly understood and taken note of, and also reminders are given through devices like mobile or email, so that I never miss any such. I never face any such discomforting situations. Have you come across any such situations, the table topic master? Thank you.
Yeah, it was superb, sir. And I'll call Toastmaster Sijo Joy. Sir, hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking of topic 2 itself, but it is very similar to what Parvat has said. But Since it just thought that in mind, I will go ahead with that. Probably that might be a repetition, but this is a real story. So it was during the COVID time, and I was preparing to come back with my family from Hyderabad to Pune. So we had the tickets booked, and we were supposed to travel by the flight. And my assumption was it is 2 p.m. in the afternoon that we have to catch the flight. So I got up early in the morning, prepared for the travel, and brought the family at least, I guess, at least 2 hours before the flight. I arrived in the airport with the whole family, and I showed them the ticket that I had. So to my surprise, they said the flight is already left. I thought, how can that be possible? During the COVID time, the flights are getting delayed. How can some flight go beyond or they get pre-scheduled? So I told them, please check, there might be some mistake out there. So when they rechecked and told me it is like it's 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the sense that is 2 a.m. that you have to consider, rather not 2 p.m. So it's a great blunder. And I had already informed my family here, my parents in Pune, that I would be reaching that day itself. So I have left with no other option. One is to find for an alternative to travel back by any means the same day, or to let everybody, let the world know about the big joke that I have made of myself. So I tried to inquire of the next flight, but that time it wasn't available, or at least I had to wait for another 7 to 8 hours, which was not feasible. So I made a quick decision there that I will travel by the bus, because buses are immediately available. And I, from the airport itself, took some measure to come back and travel by the bus mode. As this incident happened, anytime or every time, anything which I tried to schedule, what I always take care about the timing part, that I'm not making any mistakes on the AM and the PM, because I personally feel that we in India, because of the culture, we always use the AM and we always use the 12 hours clock rather than the 24 hours. So our mind is being trained on the 12 hours. So friends, I would like to bring up this mistake that I have committed and bring everybody on the alertness that you too needs to take care and can avoid such mistakes happening. Thank you.
Yeah, well said. It's true. And there is 3 to 6 topics now available. I hope any Toastmasters Satya sir will take any one from that, from 3 to
Yeah,
6.
Sorry,
I'll pick the.
Toastmaster Satya will be the last one. We are running out of time. So,
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. This is last one.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So I'll pick Toastmaster Sunalata. Shall I try, or
yes,
was that?
yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah, I want you
oh,
to try here.
oh, okay, fine. So I'll pick the last one, the missing the home cooked food one. They say the taste of any country, you can find that on the streets of that country. Not always. Sometimes it's National Geographic. Year 2016, I was for my first time visit to China, and you can find squirrels, turtles, crickets, insects. You name it. You can find them all in National Geographic channel. As a vegetarian, the misery is exponential because you can't have pork, you can't have beef, you can't have chicken, you can't have fish, which can't have egg and snakes, lizards, and all sort of those delicacies are out of nutrients. Then we are discussing about how to survive because we are prepared in advance. We had some packaged food which you can uh, cook it ready with a lot of with a little bit of hot water, but it was a challenge. Then we are discussing how we consider Chinese food in our country with my colleague, and at that point of time we figured out no, we have to survive. And what we did? No, we are not going to use our packaged food, and we have to somehow survive with whatever they are having. So what we did, we tried to Indianize everything, whatever we found there. We'll not ask for the whole part. We'll pick a specific part. Like they are giving bread, within that they are stuffing pork. So we'll have that bread, not the pork, and stuff some of the sweet inside so that we can digest it. And that day, it was true Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you for that wonderful topic, table topic master.
Yeah, it was a good speech. Sir. Okay, it was a good table topic session today. Thanks to everyone who participated. Now I'll return control to the TM OD team mode.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Satyaraman. It was a very good participation from everyone. Nice to hear different persons' experience of same experiences of missing buses, flights in the same way, and I completely could relate with Toastmaster Satya about the Chinese experience. I had a wonderful event with China. I know that. Yeah, it's true. So thank you for that. So before we move on to the last session, I would like to ask, what do you think? How can we develop this self-love? From where shall we start? Any ideas, any insights?
Yeah,
Be
shall I add
grateful.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's telepathy. Just uttering the same word. Being grateful helps, and grateful. When we are grateful, the best thing we start doing is accepting whatever we are having. We stop comparing, and because we are grateful for what somebody else has given us, we start to believe that whatever we are having, nobody is going to take it from us. If by chance anybody is taking, we'll be giving it back in multiples. So I'll let the other speaker who was trying to answer that to finish this thing up.
Great.
Exactly, he said, Satya Toastmaster Satya. So being grateful to everything we have, whatever, even it could be small thing, but still we should be grateful for that. When we are grateful, no, we would feel happy. That happy mood, that energy will make us to love ourselves. And even if you don't love yourself, just force your like forcefully you start loving yourself, and you will eventually love it. Like if not you, who else will can love you more, right? First start loving yourself, and you can spread the love to others. So that was my perspective.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Indeed, it is very important to have gratitude, love yourself. But then, with my journey of self-love, what I discovered is, if you don't know what's the problem, how are we going to solve? If you don't know how to solve the equation or what is the problem, where are we going to find the solution? So simple trick that one of my mentor gave me that has worked wonders in my life, I would like to share. What she said is, just take a paper, pen, and put your random alarms in your mobiles, like maybe in 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is. It depends on your frequency. And when the alarm goes, just think about what you is your emotions. What was your thought in that moment, just like this. Like for example, if I'm working on my project, what am I doing? Am I feeling good? Happy means I have some emotion that is going inside me. Sad, why I am sad? She said, for 1 week, just note down, like at 11 o'clock, I was feeling good. If you know the reason, maybe someone appreciated me, just write it. If I was feeling bit low, what was that? So when we know the times why we were sad, what we can do is replace it. So for example, I might be sad. I can't say that I'm not sad. You should not feel the emotions. No, we as a human are emotional beings. We need to feel. But when we practice this in 1 week, we will definitely get the points at which we are putting ourselves down. Maybe a small congratulation message to a colleague might suddenly drop our energy. Although we love for them, we also want them to grow. But suddenly, oh, I did more better than her, right? Oh, she's very close to the boss. Even a small peak of noise that you can note down. And what you do after 10 days is keep the same script ready, but have another column where you say change. So whenever you feel like 11 o'clock, I noticed I'm sad, then I have another emotion that I want to replace. It's okay. It's good for me at this time. I am perfectly at the place that I actually be. So whenever you change the emotion consciously, then you will find out what actually there's a lot of things. You can go deeper into finding out what is the problem that is creating your emotion. But then just to begin to know where we are going wrong, where is our problem, that would be very helpful in this case. So with that, let me call upon for the third session of today. Let me call upon the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ramya, to present her report for the today's meeting.
Thank you, Sarulata. So coming to the evaluation part. So as one speaker's evaluation is already done, we have one speaker's evaluation still left. So I would like to call Toastmaster Adi to give Toastmaster Nitya's evaluation. Over to Evaluator Adi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramya. I was hoping that she would meet my expectation by giving an adventure speech, and she was bang on. So I would like to relate her speech with the festive mood what we have right now to Diwali. First, to talk about the crackers. Our idea of flow was really fantastic. So she was able to change gears, explain her experiences on the interviews and use of right sentences. So it was really fantastic, and I should say it was really fabulous. I couldn't find anything bad about that. So it's really fantastic, and the tone was really positive. That's the sweetness about your speech today, Nitya. The tone was very positive, and your body language. I was able to see. I was able to feel what you have encountered while you were attending your interviews, and especially the words from your parents or your mom. So that's again an awesome thing where they have done really well. A lot of bread words been used like boil, override, interactive, passionate. I couldn't notice much. So if I had to do that, then I would have lost my role being an evaluator because you have used a lots of words, new words, which was really great. And again, a big thanks for that. I spoke about crackers, your positiveness and the sweetness in it, and let me talk about medicines which our parents give during the Diwali day to have a good digestion. First thing, your confidence while you started was a bit low. You picked it really well, but that initial hiccup was there, so you could have avoided that. And again, back to your tone, I see that you were very positive in your tone, but I don't see the voice modulation, especially the emotions was not there. Example, when you got annoyed or you got disturbed with um, feedback or whatever you have got from your interviewer or your parents, you would have given with some kind of an emotions into it. So that would have helped us uh, getting the feel of it. And tone again, tone variety was not there much. I felt like it was a flat one. When we speak about speech, it has to be rhythmic. We need to see ups and ups and downs in the tone. But I felt like it was a flat one. If you could improve your tone, confidence from start to the end, and questions and your emotions, add your flavor into it, it could have been a great speech. And again, I shouldn't say that it was not a great speech. It was really a fantastic one. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was adventurous, like what you said. I should thank you for all the great memories we have shared, because interview is a place where we will see a lot of good and bad experiences you shared both. And all the very best for your future ventures, and looking forward to hear more from you. Thank you. Over to you, Timo. G.
Yeah, thank you, Adi. Okay, next, I would like to call our team, the tag team, for give to give the report. So to give the timer report, do we have anybody? Since Nitya
I
left.
will give you. I will give.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So to give the time taken, that first prepared speech, Vinod Raja took 5 minutes 30 seconds, and the second speaker, Toastmaster Nitya, took 4 minutes 30 seconds. For the table topic session, Toastmaster Umar Natraj took 1 minute 53 seconds. Toastmaster Ashwini Shivkumar took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Adi 2 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan 2 minutes 0.5 seconds. Toastmaster Sujo Joy 3 minutes 09 seconds. Toastmaster Satya 2 minutes. And as far as the evaluators are concerned, Toastmasters Pravat Ranjan took 3 minutes 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Adi took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Next, I would like to call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Sibi, to give his report.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me share my screen. Could you able to see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
So first speaker TM Vinod Raja has, used 2 hours. TM Nitya speaker 2 used 3 hours and 2, but evaluator 1 TM Rubber used 12 hours. And evaluator 2 TM Adi K7 used 10 hours. In impromptu speech session, TM Uma Nadraj has used 3 hours. Ashwini Shivakumar has used 4 hours. TM Pravat has used 3 hours and TM Joy sir has used 4 hours and 2 so and 1 but. TM Satya sir has used 2 hours. I hope this will help for you for the next speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sibi. Okay, so small request is like I would like to take a group photo. Like we would like to take a group photo, not now. Like after the grammarian report, just I want Toastmasters to just get ready to have the video on. Okay, we'll have a group photo after the grammarian's report. And to give the grammarian report, I would like to call Toastmaster Adi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramya. Word of the day, hope being used in few of the speeches. And as far as usage of wrong sentences, I couldn't find any because it was a very informative and very thoughtful speech delivered by all the speakers and the evaluators. A big thanks for everybody for doing it. And there are a lot of good words being used. A couple of phrases which I noted. Sorry, I couldn't notice all the one because I was enjoying it. A couple of things: pinch of salt and love yourself. These are all the 2 things which caught my attention. Rest I got my attention, but I couldn't notice it. Very sorry about for that. And some great words: commanding, neglect, quarrel, inference, and so on. So a lot of again and again. My sincere apologies for not noting down all the great words been used today. But overall, it was a very good speech by everybody, and a big thanks and kudos for everyone for delivering it. Over to you, Ji.
Thank you, Adi. Okay. Shall we have a group photo before giving my G report? Okay. I just request everyone to switch on their camera. Okay. So ready? Smile. I'll take one more. Okay. Saving the file. Yeah, one more. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So here's my GE report. The meeting started on time and the flow of session was explained well. And everyone, the role player, everyone were introduced properly. And Toastmasters Swarnalata beautifully shared about the theme self-love. Not only she shared, but also gave some tips which we can apply in our daily life. And the self-love is like so important for all of us. Okay, it was so good. And we had varied speeches from two different speakers. One for improving our wealth, like to the financial side, and other was like to be good. Was very good. And the evaluation, wow, what a constructive feedback from both the evaluators. And table topics were, were very entertaining and we enjoyed it, because it helped us to kindle our old memories. We all went back a few years back and how we were. It was so nice to cherish those memories. Okay. And so overall, I would like to rate 4.5 out of 5. And I hope I use the word hope. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the session and we would like to have more joint meetings with you in future. So thank you all the Speak Magic Toastmaster members as well as RRG club members. Thank you so much for coming and making this session a successful one. Love yourself more. Back to President of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Swarnalata.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramya. So before we go for the presiding officer's speech and all, let me just launch the poll. I want all of you to please take up the poll. Just give me a moment. Let's go for the role players. First, I'm launching for the role players. Hope everyone is able to see, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm ending this thing. I'll just share the other poll. Best table topic. Okay, I have got a clear majority. Now, let me go for the best evaluator. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you both the members of RRD Toastmasters Club and Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. It was in fact a wonderful day today to have the energies and vibes of both the club, and there were a lot of learning experience from each other. And thank you for the general evaluator report. We had a lot of learning. And then there are few things that really went very high, like the coordination between the club members, the way everyone were able to help each other. So I think it is often said that as a team, we can grow much higher than as an individual. So this proves it again. Thank you, everyone. So since our VP PR had to leave early, I'm sorry the certificates could not be done, but then let me give you the results and I will personally post the certificates to your club and individually also. So the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Vinod Raja of RRD Toastmasters Club. Let us put our hands together for him. So the best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Satya of Speak Magic Toastmaster Club. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster RD of RRD Toastmasters Club. And we have the primary role player goes to two players, that is the G, the Toastmaster Ramya, and TM Modi of the day, Toastmasters Sonia. So both the presidents have taken their certificates, so their work is done. They can go back. So congratulations to you, ma'am. And the auxiliary player, the first time our counter of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters CV has taken the certificate for his efforts. I hope I have not skipped any other roles, right? Yeah. So congratulations to all the winners. Your certificates is my responsibility. I will hand over to you. So before I close, let me get some guest feedback. Guest Kiran Kumar. Yes, Kiran Kumar, can you just unmute yourself and give some feedback?
Yeah, it's a wonderful section, and so way of talking to people to understand the language to easy to grab.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Guest Mohammed Anwar.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Really, it is really good. Really enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I would request all the guests to kindly sign the guest celebration form. Okay, I will be putting that again. So please kindly fill this guest celebration form so that it will be helpful for us to add you to the group and also intimate you whenever we meet. Thank you very much. Now I would like the members of other clubs and all, or even Speak Magic Toastmaster clubs, please kindly share your feedback. Let us start with Ashwini Shivakumar. Ma'am, do you have any feedback? How did you find the meeting? Right now, she's not in the position to take the call. Toastmaster Ramya, can you just give your feedback? What can be improved or any feedback for the club?
No. I enjoyed the session totally. It was really good, seeing how we do. So it was very great. The one thing I learned from you is like everyone, the video is on. Okay, we mostly not able to do because a few of them are put up in office generally during weekdays. So what we do, we cannot put our videos on. But when you keep your videos on, it's lovely, like seeing the faces of the other people, and while the speaker speaks also, he can react according to the reactions of the audience faces. So that's one thing I learned from this meeting. So we'll try our best to keep the videos on. And other things, Paka, I loved the meeting. Everything was good.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Any feedback any member wants to give, can share the feedback. I think Pravat wants to speak. Yeah.
My special thanks on behalf of our club to RRD Toastmasters for making a great contribution to the ongoing journey of our club, and their valuable support and partnering with us in taking this club forward and making learning and experiences for all of us being so wonderful. And once again, thank you very much. And also, when time also we can schedule or even plan to join your club as well when to make it more interactive. And please do keep coming to our club at times. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's actually RRR Chennai Club is our buddy club. Actually,
Yes.
I will be also posting their meeting in our group so that we all can go to each other club, deliver speeches, give evaluation, take up roles. It is like our second home club, so that even if you don't get speaking slots here,
So
you
we can make
take
them
up
accountability partner.
Yeah, that you can do that, sir. Yeah, exactly.
We
That's the
can
right thing.
give feedback to one another to make it better.
Yes, yes. And we can often have some meetings like that. So on an informal meet, I would like to welcome all of you. On November 5th, we are having our milestone meeting. That is 200th meeting of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. So we will be giving the formal invitation, but then this is an informal invite. All of you, please do come. We have planning a lot of events on that day. So it's going to be a great event. Thank you. Do anyone have any other feedback, or let me close the meeting? Okay, I think everyone is getting prepared and ready for Diwali weekend. So here I'm wishing you all the prosperous and happy Diwali, guys. Have a fabulous weekend, but a safe weekend. And would love to see you all back next week, same time, same place. Thank you all. Thank you and happy Diwali to all of you.
A happy Diwali to all of you.